I'm going to discuss this. You know how GTA, well, just think if they made a final game, a final finale. You know what I was thinking last night, what it would probably be like, or what it probably likely would or should be like. So if you play well, we know the timeline starts in GTA Vice City Stories. We know GTA Vice City Stories is the very first in the timeline, being set in 1984. Yeah, 1984. Victor Vance started the series by, so Victor Vance joins the army. He encounters Jerry Martinez, a corrupted army sergeant. This gets Victor pulled into the life of crime, which he never wanted. And then Jerry Martinez ends up getting him discharged from the army and all of that. Then this leads Phil to want to get back at Jerry for all of that. He eventually betrayed him, and he kept trying to kill Victor and all of that, betrayed him and Phil. This led Victor to want to get back at Jerry. So he encounters the Mendez. When he falls in love with Phil's sister and encounters the Mendez brothers. The Mendez brothers was, I think they was the top of the criminal ward that held everything into place. If he hadn't met Jerry, he wouldn't have encountered them. But him killing the Mendez brothers somehow, anyway, it created a power vacuum in the system, in the criminal system. This allowed Ricardo Diaz in GTA Vice City, set in 1986, to rise up, and this made him ambush the deal, and killing Victor Vance and all of that. The very man who started this whole stuff. So ambushing the deal means Tommy loses all the money and he can't give none to Sonny. Well, Sonny did betray Tommy several years ago. If Victor had not been able to kill the Mendez brothers, then Diaz wouldn't have been able to rise up, and he couldn't have ambushed the deal. Therefore, he can't try to hurt Tommy and Lance. Therefore, Tommy don't have to kill him, and therefore he can't take over Diaz's organization, and therefore he don't have the power to take out Sonny, and therefore the Forellis would remain the most powerful mafia family. But as killing them, it aroused the Leones to rise up. And this made them, the Sindacos and the Forellis, all share portions of the casino that in Las Venturas. But I guess this had something to do with the ballots, because this led to Brian's death and CJ's brother's death, and this would make CJ leave Liberty City for 5 years, and Tenpenny and all of that was harassing him. CJ, however, managed to take out the Loco Cindio, and he met Catalina, who will later be taken out by Claude, who will become Claude's girlfriend. And CJ for Salvatore kills Marco Forelli, the second leader. That weakens stuff more. And CJ also caused Johnny Sindaco to die. That weakened things more, but causing even more stuff. This he betrayed Salvatore. This made him paranoid and all of that. But he finally took out Tenpenny, CJ did. And here's something else. After San Andreas, set in 1992, we go to LCS 1998, where Tony had to kill a made man. Likely, none of this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for CJ's sit in 1992. And Tommy didn't kill Sonny. Salvatore wouldn't have got paranoid. So in LCS, it leads up to you take out the Yakuza leader, which his brother and sister will take over next, and therefore you take out the Franco Farelli, the third boss of the family, who was the younger brother of Sonny and Marco Farelli. So that weakened things, and you also take out the underboss of the Cillian Mob, that weakened things, and all of that. So we move on to GTA Advance, where Mike gets betrayed by Vinny, and Vinny kills Cisco, the boss of the cartel at the time. And with that just weakened things. This allowed Catalina and Miguel to get powered up and all of that. So I might have to make part 2 because I don't think it's all going to fit here. So here's what happens. Catalina becomes the new leader alongside with Miguel as the co-leader. Well, Claude gets, of course, into the Leons and ends up getting, and he takes out the Triads. Of course, that weakens things, and he also takes out the final Farelli brother, Mike. That ends the Farelli family, and Tony and the Sindacos in GTA LCS, I forgot when he killed Paulie. That ended the Sindacos, Claude and the Farellis and the Triads. And then, of course, after that, Asuka ends up, Claude kills Kenji for being rude, and of course, Asuka gets killed by Catalina, and Catalina killed Miguel. That ends the Yakuza, and then Claude kills Catalina. That ends all that there. See, things just kept getting weaker and weaker down the line, all because Victor killed the Mendez brothers. And now we move on to GTA 4, where, of course, that Darko guy set up an ambush. GTA 3 is 2001, Advance 2000, and then we move on to GTA 4. Years before that, a guy named Darko calls this ambush the group, only 3 of them lived. This, however, makes Nico move to Liberty City, where he encounters Roman. Vlad ends up killing Vlad, then he meets the Faustin Mafia. He ends up killing Mikaye. Weakens things, that makes the Victory. Then the Victory betrays Nico. Then after that, we know Nico takes out the Ancelotti underboss. Sometime he takes out Ray of the Pegorinos. The Gerald ended up went to jail, and he killed, I think, Derek chronologically. Then you kill Playboy X, weaken things. That way allows Dwayne to come up. You see, and he killed a leader of the Dominican drug dealers. You see, they just kept, and I think he killed also the leader of the Abadian mob and all of that. Then, but he also ends up killing Jimmy of the Pegorinos and the Victory. You see, that weakens things there more. Things was already getting weaker and weaker. And so, in GTA, of course, GTA Ballad of Gay Tony, I think, which is the ending where we kill Ray Bogarin, the leader of that one Russian mafia. That weakened things more. And then, of course, in GTA 5, we take out Johnny. Trevor took out Johnny of the biker gang, I guess, weakening things further. And, of course, they end up encountering Steve Hanks, Molly, Stretch, the China guy, that Chinese man, and, of course, Devin Weston. They end up killing them, of course, making things just weaker and weaker every thing, because things was already weakened. So I'm just thinking, maybe the final GTA game will be where the protagonist has to rebalance the criminal system, has to put it all back in balance and stabilize it, because Victor Vance already ruined it. They have to fix it. It start with Victor or end with them.